we've had a couple of very swift losses so far today, so we'll try again, see if we have some more luck. My rating has moved up 200 points very quickly, and we've moved up to Platinum 2, so it's probably predictable that in most of the games I was winning, it's predictable that we would start to see some losses as we have some stronger opponents.
Not enough minerals.
The last game we actually held the double racks Reaper proxy well, but then he went into a very fast tank Viking push, which is unusual after a double rack.
Additional supply depots required.
A double racks Reaper, normally that delays your factory and starport, and he managed to catch us out. So yeah, StarCraft is a game where games can be decided very quickly. And even if you do a lot right, you can still lose the game very quickly. We defended the double racks proxy very well, but didn't spot and deal with the follow up. So
what's going on? SCV ready.
Okay, looks like he's going home.
Sure thing.
No, he's not.
Ah! You scared me! Huh? Bad news?
Use this guy to build the factory. So we're gonna have a Reaper out soon. I'm actually gonna go across the map, I think.
Command center upgrade complete.
Okay, I'm gonna go across the map. Oops, I haven't pulled out a gas yet. That's bad. It's gonna delay the expansion a little bit, but it's okay.
What's going on? SCV ready. The Grim Reaper has arrived. Go ahead. SCV ready. Here comes the pain. I'm going.
Okay, that's nice.
What? You want something? Nothing. SCV ready.
Okay, starports.
Yeah. What?
Add-on complete.
Need to not to forget to build a second supply depot as well.
What's it? I'm listening. SCV ready.
Gonna go Cyclone.
Not enough minerals.
Actually, my supply depot is late, so I'm gonna drop a I'm going to drop
SCV ready.
Supply depot instead of okay. Now let's see if he's only built one Reaper or he sent it on the map. We might be able to do some damage here.
SCV ready.
Nice.
Go. Gangway coming through. Systems go.
Put out a little bit of damage. Okay, I'm gonna actually go right across with this.
Big job.
Tank.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Okay, let's see. He probably doesn't have a tank out yet, so.
Channel's clear, boss. Cyclone on.
Got something for me to keep this busy. SCV ready.
Oh, he does have a tank.
Mind. You got coordinates? Comms open.
SCV ready.
Okay. Alright, let's go 3cc now. Why did I build a widow mine? That was a mistake.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Who wants some?
But I'll put it here anyway.
Been waiting on.
Raven.
SCV ready. SCV
One more
ready.
supply depot.
Huh?
It usually pays to have at least 17 workers on this base because you're going to be pulling them to build stuff.
SCV ready.
And let's go 3 ranks into double.
I can't build here. SCV ready.
Not enough. Add-on complete. Not enough minerals.
Okay,
Not enough minerals.
my macro's okay. Was maybe a bit late on that.
Not enough minerals.
Actually, no. I'm gonna swap this over once we get the Raven.
SCV ready.
Raven's handy, just against tank pushes and stuff like that. Get stim started. This also provides good scouting.
Armed and ready.
Engineering bays are up, so we've got stim started. Oh, we've got a drop coming in.
Huh?
Okay, where's my cyclone? Oh, I lost it. Okay, we're gonna have to produce.
SCV ready.
He's actually out of range. No, he isn't.
You're the boss. Bad news.
Okay, we've got the T.
Big job. SCV ready.
Yeah, there's not really anything I can do until
In the rear with.
we get the Vikings out.
Hear me. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, normally I'd have a cyclone.
SCV ready.
Ready to plunder.
Okay, now we have these. So that's
Transformation
okay.
system.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
What's going on?
You ready for war?
Huh? Gotcha. Bad news.
Okay, that's
Command
alright.
center upgrade
Oops.
complete.
I've got to watch. Be careful I don't do that.
Armed and ready.
Okay, we didn't take that. We lost. We had delayed mining time, but it was okay overall.
Ready for dust off.
Die.
Let's get into the fight.
Who wants some?
Combat shield next.
Wait.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, normally I'd have a cyclone, so it wouldn't. Is that I don't need a second armory. That's
SCV
that was a
ready.
mistake. Okay, I think I want to leave one tank here, just in case he does drop play.
This
We
better
should
be
leave
good.
these here, and I should have a couple.
Add-on complete. Additional supply depots required.
Lay it on me.
Additional supply depots required.
Yep.
So I've got some drop defense.
Big job.
Now I need some vision.
Been waiting on you.
So one guy out here,
Gangway.
one guy out here. Actually, I need one guy out here.
Additional supply depots required.
SCV ready.
So I've got
Additional
a little bit of drop
supply
defense here, a little bit of drop defense here. Then I'm next going to
Upgrade.
be here.
About to get heavy.
That was probably just a scouting marine. Let's go do a drop, just to keep him honest.
5 by 5.
Okay, now we need.
Not enough minerals.
We're still short
Additional
of supply.
supply
It feels
depots.
like we're building so many supply depots.
Not enough.
Okay, I got 2 more coming on here. Now we need another factory,
Mineral field depleted.
and we need another starport at some point.
Research complete.
This better be good. SCV ready.
Ready to plunder.
Flip it. Fueled up, ready to go.
Ready for pickup?
SCV ready.
And I should go and scout how many bases he's taking to. So I'll send one marine out like that. It's good to check all of the other bases
Talk to me.
on a regular basis,
SCV ready.
Mineral field
just to make
depleted.
sure.
Big
So
job.
I'll start my 4th. I'll put this here because it covers both entry
SCV
points.
ready.
Now let's see if we
Light
can
flight's
get
here.
lucky here.
SCV ready. Gangway.
Upgrade.
It's go time. Outstanding.
Don't lose this.
Armed and ready.
Ready for dust off.
Ready to go.
Okay. Okay, that was reasonable damage. Okay,
Go ahead.
Reporting for action.
let's send this one. He didn't have let's send this one over here. How we're on supply, we're okay. Upgrades, I'm going to get a second armory now. I'm going to get a fusion core, which is also good for other upgrades.
Mineral field depleted.
And then we need more barracks.
In the rear with the gear. We could use some help here.
Wow, he's on 4 base already?
Who wants some?
Ready to roll out.
Okay.
Go, go, go!
Upgrade complete.
Gangway, coming. Kaboom, baby!
Okay, concussive, why not?
Mineral field depleted.
Supply.
Big job. SCV
I'll add one more of these.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, now I need to go here. Bring these over here. Did my med? Yeah, it did get out. Nice.
Armed and ready.
Mineral field depleted.
Bit of a macro game.
Huh?
Ready to plunder.
Ready for dust
Okay, I
off.
want another sensor tower. Going to. Can this guy get out? I've locked him in.
Mineral
God damn
field
it.
depleted.
We'll do
Research
medevac speed
complete.
first.
Not enough minerals.
What's going on?
Although I actually don't want to move this guy. 8.
SCV ready.
Command center upgrade complete.
It's your time. Go ahead. Go time.
I've got enough
Add-on
workers, I think.
Complete.
Now I'm going to build turrets to make sure there's no drops.
SCV ready.
Upgrade.
Some of these need to move. Now you actually don't need to
Mineral
leave the
field
tank here. Okay, what's
upgrade
going on here?
complete.
Been waiting on you. This better be good.
Add-on.
Oh, it's on.
We have you on screen.
You gonna give me orders? Can't hold them
Unacceptable
alone.
command. Upgrade complete. Add-on complete.
Okay, now he's coming around this way.
Go time.
Incoming orders.
Speak up.
Unacceptable command.
Alright, we maxed out. Probably at about the same time he is.
Oh, it's on.
Okay. Come around this side.
Command center upgrade.
Okay, wow.
Kaboom, baby. This better be good.
Where's my liberator? Okay.
Mineral field depleted.
Oh, it's here.
So make sure you keep building. I think we're winning this fight. Let's try and get as many medevacs as we can. Okay.
Waiting on you.
Yes, sir.
Upgrade complete.
Okay. Right, time to counterattack. He lost a lot of his tanks. So we're gonna go across here.
Use some help here. SCV ready.
Mineral field depleted.
Ready to roll out.
Let's have a blast.
Okay, let's take a few extra bases now.
Ready to plunder.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna go into
It's here,
battle
man.
cruiser. Okay, he lost too
Not
many
enough
tanks.
minerals.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yes.
Oh, it's on. Who called in the heavy. Armed.
Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go. It's go time.
Incoming order.
We could use some help here. Let's have a blast.
Okay, let's just go like this.
This better be good. Oh, it's on.
We're returning fire.
Okay. No, I don't want to do that.
Armed and ready.
Okay, we've done good damage already.
Add-on unacceptable.
I'm in deep.
Ah.
It's go time.
State your request.
Mineral.
Can't hold them alone.
Okay, this is going well. I actually can't tell.
Fight or flight. Yeah, right. This better be good.
Vespine geyser exit.
Okay, I think that went well.
Kaboom, baby.
Mineral field depleted.
Sure.
Talk to me. Engine screaming.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
Who wants some?
Not enough minerals. Mineral field depleted.
Ready to plunder.
Oh my god, don't go like that. Now has he got a base over here? He does. Okay, let's just pull back.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Unacceptable command. We're at
Ready to roll out.
He's lost a lot. Okay, these need to come
command
here.
center.
Also, I actually need to build some turrets because he's going into battle cruiser.
Upgrade complete.
Who comes in?
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Go ahead. Who comes in the fleet? Okay.
He's going to build another base. Can you believe it?
Go ahead.
Okay, I need more medevacs.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply. Mineral field depleted. Research complete.
Okay, this is just winning.
Not enough minerals.
And we're getting all those SCVs too. So that was a good solid win. Classic TvT. I think he's probably about a 2-8 player. Let's have a look. 2-8, 2-9, 2-9. Okay, nice. So that was a solid, just classic macro based TvT. And this is just a matter of getting the fundamentals right, and nothing particularly fancy. So it was very even in terms of army supply. We both maxed out about the same time. The resource collection was similar. He had a little bit more here because he was a bit more aggressive, but at this stage of the game it doesn't matter as much. I was better on upgrades, that mattered. And then but really what lost him the game was that failed push. You've got to be careful. Like sometimes if you max out before your opponent, it's obviously always tempting to just go for an attack. But you have to be careful that you don't attack just for the sake of it. In TvT, if you take a bad attack,
SCV ready.
so he's doing 1 Rax expand. So we'll do the units lost. Yeah, if you take a bad attack, and especially if you lose a lot of your tanks, you just have to have tanks. And if you're way down on tank supply, you can just do what I did, just walk in and siege up in space. So I got one SCV kill there, which was nice. So this is a greedy build on his part. The question is, do I punish it adequately? So I get the Reaper. Still haven't lost anything. I might have been a little bit too aggressive here with the cycle. So I got 2 Marines, yeah, okay. We got a few worker kills there, but 3 worker kills, 4 worker kills, which is necessary. You need about 3 to fully neutralize the advantage that you get from going for a greedy expand. So I'm 3 workers ahead now as well. So that was nice. So I've counted. I went double gas. I've counted the advantage. I actually have a slight economic advantage now. 34 to 36. So yeah. And I believe I've started. Yeah, I've just started my 3rd base. He is not. and he's slightly ahead on an army supply. So, but yeah, that pushing in like that with the cyclone, it's really only going to work until he gets the tank out. As soon as tanks are out, basically,
Additional supply.
so mostly, certainly a cyclone push, but also Reapers, etc., and Hellions become pretty useless at that point. Okay, so this was clever. Normally I would have a Viking. So the problem here for me was that normally I would have a Cyclone, and I saw them come in, so I would have probably been able to pick one of these off, and I would also have one Viking. But I lost the Cyclone when I pushed across here, so that hurts. And I was actually a bit late to go into Viking production for whatever reason. So I did yeah, I still lost 4 workers. I really shouldn't have lost any workers. I thought he was out of range because it looked like it initially, but he so yeah, that was a mistake. But he does pay a price. Like, Liberators are not cheap, right? They're not cheap units, and so we get both of them, so that's fine. So now I'm still 4 workers ahead, and I've completed my orbital, so I'm fine. Army supply now is 40 to 31 because he just lost those 2 Liberators, so that was fine actually. So we're both taking our base at the same time, although I've already got an orbital. So Vikings here on patrol, which is nice. So I'm actually pulling meaningfully ahead in supply here. I'm 20 ahead, and I'm actually 6 workers ahead, and about 10 army supply ahead. Sensor tower. Now he goes for a 4th. I would argue maybe slightly early. Although, maybe not. Maybe I'm late, honestly, but, you know, you don't want to... Hold on. He's, sometimes it gets kind of confusing. So, am I looking at the supplies correctly? Sorry, when you look at it from the opposition's point of view, it flips the colors around, which is... So he actually is still, 8 workers ahead, so I apologize for that. So he was ahead, even though I did a little bit of early damage. My early damage counted his 1-rack Reaper, but then he got 4 kills here and delayed some mining, and he went for an earlier 4th base. So yeah, I am surprised though, actually, given that. But yeah, this drop was decent. So before this drop, it's pretty equal on army supply, but he's about 10 workers ahead. Yeah, so that's a reasonable amount of damage. Yeah, I got about 10 kills there. I got 10 kills, 10 worker kills. So that evens up the worker count. But really, you know, this is just classic TvT macro, right? Yeah, I pulled this out, so that was fine. I'm floating in my 4th base, he saturated his 4th base. But, you know, it's 68 to 80 workers, but I would argue, you know, when you get to this point in the game, the worker difference is not as significant. The army supply and the upgrade. So I was broadly matching with army supply, but also I was meaningfully ahead in upgrades, and that actually matters. So he was investing in a bit more economy when I was investing more in upgrades, but my economy is still fine. Like, I'm maxing out. I'm slightly behind him maxing out, but it's not that bad. Okay, but the important thing here is scouting the incoming attack, and this attack went badly enough to cost him the game. So firstly, let's look at the units. Okay, so the tank count favors me slightly. I've got 2 tanks. Viking count is equal. I've also got a Raven and a Liberator, so I would argue that my army composition here is better. You know, he does have 2 Thors, so I think my army composition is somewhat better. So he's attacking into siege tanks. I knew he was coming. Okay, so I should have pulled that back. try to prevent your units from rushing in. So units lost is favoring me that fights. So I lost a Viking for free, which is bad. But he tries to reposition over here. But you know, this is a mistake, right? He's left 4 tanks siege there. Like what's okay? No, he's moving them now. Okay, he's still okay. He's fine. So yeah, it's all about positioning. I maybe a little bit slow here, but I've got 2 tanks sieged, and I managed to get the other one sieged. I also saw him putting them on the high ground. I got a nice shot off there, and then I used a liberator to clear it out. So I actually kill that tank. That's pretty important. I'm shelling some shots off here. So the liberator's going to take care of this one too, and so he's fighting into 1, 2. We can't entirely see here, but at least 3. I think it's perhaps 4 tanks that he's pushing into here. So that's heavy tank fire. And where are his tanks? His 2 tanks have been taken out, and he's got 2 tanks over here that are doing nothing. Right. So my tanks, 1, 2, 3 here. Are doing a devastating amount of damage. My buy is stopping him from getting to the tanks. Then I have a sufficient Viking count to take out here. And we also got the Thor. So look at the units lost. Okay, and the army supply. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you've got a slight economic lead. If you take a bad fight, I didn't realize he still had tanks up here. But that doesn't matter because I got another tank pick off, and really this is the issue for him as we go into later into the game. Okay, so he gets some shots off there, but my bio spread, and he loses yet another tank. Okay, so now if we look at the units, right, it's 10 tanks to 3. Okay, and you know he's got a ton of money, so he might not have been. Let's have a look at the production. Okay, he is producing, but he's not producing any tanks, so he wasn't keeping up producing throughout the fight either. So yeah, but this, you can't rebuild tanks that quickly. He's only got 1 tick labbed factory. Okay, so it's going to take an eternity for him to replace those tanks, and it doesn't matter that he has all this income. See, he's gone 5 base. I would argue in this game he over-invested in bases, under-invested in upgrades, under-invested in production. So I've got two tank producing factories, and and he took a bad fight. And so at this stage, it's pretty much already game over. It's the army supply difference, but it's not just the army supply. You see, his army supply is catching up. It's the composition. So I can just come in here like this, right? And there's absolutely nothing he can do because I've got overwhelming tank superiority, right? So all that investment into all these extra bases, and just like that, it just doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, it's 122 to 76, and now I'm 74 workers to 58, right? So now I could have. Maybe there's only 2 tanks here. I could have just pushed in, but I probably could have just pushed in given how many marauders I have here, and I've also got a full energy Raven, I believe. So if I could have poked in with my Raven and interference sees too, I could have just pushed in and won the game. But you also need to be it's important not to overextend as well. Like sometimes you're on a rush, you've just killed a base, and he didn't even try to defend it, and usually what that means is if they're saying, I'll just let that go and I'll try and defend the next push. And if you overextend, sometimes you can lose more than you need to. So let's see how many kills we get here. 6 kills is okay, but honestly I probably should have, the Liberator was probably more useful to try to take out tanks. What I actually probably should have done is just drop some bio back here. So drop some bio in, force this army out of position, and then put the Liberator over here, or Ravened it in and then just and then pushed in. But yeah, I dragged the Vikings out of position. I didn't capitalize on that by coming into here, so that was a mistake. You know, now I'm trying to do it. But, that's painful, man. I just lost 2 tanks for free. Gotta be really careful on this rally. But at this stage, I've just got too much. Even though this is a pretty good fight for him, actually. His Liberators are too slow. But, yeah, I've just got too much. So, again, at this stage, I could have just pushed in. I didn't get Valley out of my Raven. I need to work on my Raven, using my Raven in the desert. Yeah, I need to get value out of it. It's an expensive unit, and so if you're not going to use the energy, then it's not really worth the cost. So, yeah, cool. At least we had 1 win. That's probably all the games I'll post today, probably. So, yeah, cheers until next time.